Let's take a moment to look at the difference between action verbs and non-action verbs. This is something we often see in our clients at Occident Bridge. Our clients will submit us resumes for our resume improvement package, and they will often not use action verbs to describe themselves and their responsibilities. This is something we notice immediately, and this is very common, so we wanted to make a video and provide additional resources on it, so we hope you find these informative. You can get more information about action verbs and how to improve your own resume at our website, occidentbridge.com. Please check out our blog post on action verbs and our premium guide. So, what are action verbs? Action verbs are words that directly express what you accomplished. They don't just describe what you did in a role, but they show what you actually achieved. So, they're really outcome focused. So, for example, if you use a word like implemented, designed, or facilitated, these words highlight specific contributions that you made. And they're much more powerful than using a verb like did, had, or was, which are very vague and imprecise. That's why the emphasis with action verbs is always on the accomplishments or results. Instead of simply listing your responsibilities, you're showing the impact of your work. And this is really important because hiring managers and recruiters will probably only spend a few seconds scanning your resume, and making the most impact that you can in those few seconds is really important. On the contrary, using non action verbs like had, was, or was responsible for isn't really the best way to present yourself. These describe a state, but they don't actually show what you delivered or what you did in that particular role. They tend to sound very passive, and they make it harder for employers to see the value that you bring. So, overall, the takeaway here is that action verbs will showcase your accomplishments and make you sound more powerful and impactful, while non action verbs will weaken your message. Let's look at a couple of examples of these. First, assisted with after school tutoring program. This is a weak version because it tells us only that you provided some form of help. It doesn't show what you actually did, it doesn't show who you actually did it to. It's very vague and unclear. Now compare it with the stronger version, facilitated after-school tutoring sessions, adapting instruction to meet diverse student learning needs. This paints a much clearer picture of your role and highlights your adaptability and direct contribution to the after-school program. Here's another example, planned marketing campaigns with other departments. Again, this is very vague. It doesn't show results. It doesn't show what the planning actually involved. It doesn't really tell us much about what you were doing in this position. But if you were to rewrite it as developed and executed cross-departmental marketing campaigns that increased event attendance by 20%, now you're showing action and measurable outcomes. So the main idea here is whenever you're writing a resume, make sure that you're choosing verbs that show your role, that are active, and are results oriented. Action verbs will make your resume stronger, clearer, and far more persuasive to an employer. If you'd like more resources on action verbs or to check out our premium resume guide, please visit occidentbridge.com for more resources.